Okay guys, I have another review, have another video upload, something out of the ordinary, reviewing a book. Okay, there's a book that a lot of you guys seen, and it's this book. All right, it's the Becoming Brigitte book. Okay, I had this book for a hot minute. I read a little bit because I was watching Candace Owens. I was like, I'm just gonna get the information from Candace Owens. Then I had a lot of time on my hands. I was like, let me read the book. So I read the book. The book itself has a lot of information. It's a good book. You know what I'm saying? It tells you about the facts of what this journalist found, which is Xavier Poussard. My thing is that this book was done very hastily. It was done very hastily, and I understand why. The book was done hastily because of the collaboration with Candace Owens and the information that was coming out in America, because we didn't know about what was going on in France, but France knew, and they had their documents. And it wasn't a book, it was called it was documents. It's called fait document. And I actually ordered that. I thought it was going to come in English. It came in French. I speak some French. I used to live in France for 7 years, and I was like, I don't got time for this. I'm not gonna read this. I thought it was gonna come in English, because when I went to the website, it was in English, but they didn't have an English version. Now I know why. Fait document is in this book. Now, I know Xavier Poussard wrote this book, and I know that this book was written by a French person. And I'm thinking also, I don't know, I'm thinking that he used AI to write this book, because this book is written in a way that is translated word for word in French. This book reads like a French person is speaking in English. This book, and let me tell you something right now, I've never read a book with so many errors. This book has, let me tell you something. The first time I noticed an error in the book was when I was in the 5th grade, and we had to read Fahrenheit 911. And there was an error in that book. I think it was a grammatical, or it could have been a spelling, but that was the first time I recognized an error. And I was like, that's weird. I didn't know books can have errors in them. You know what I'm saying? But then again, people write books. But then again, this book was done hastily because the errors are insurmountable. The grammar is crazy. I know what he's trying to portray. I know what he's trying to say. I know what he's trying to put out there in this book. Okay? But the grammar's crazy. And for Candace to put her name on this book without giving this guy some good advice and taking her time, because Candace always say she like to take her time so she can see the liars come out and say something, and then she get it, boom, she hit him like that. But this book right here is a good book, but there are words, because when I lived in France, there are words that they use in French that don't exist in the English language that we use on a regular, within our vernacular. There are words like that, and he's using those words, and the organization of his thoughts are French. So it's a very difficult book to read. because it doesn't flow like an American reading that book. Okay? What I do appreciate about the book is that it does validate what I was saying and thinking all along, that this is a crazy one, is that it could be possible, allegedly, that Brigitte Macron, who is Jean-Michel Trogneux, is married to his son. Okay? Emmanuel Macron is Brigitte Macron, who is Jean-Michel Trogneux's son. And that's because of Jean-Jacques Trogneux. Okay? Jean-Jacques Trogneux and Emmanuel Macron look very much alike. And they allegedly may be brothers. I'm thinking they are. I think they are. Allegedly, they are. Okay? And I was able to come to light with that. Appreciated that. I see it. The one thing that gets me is that, Candace, Charlie Kirk got shot. Now she stopped going down that rabbit hole with Brigitte Macron. It makes sense. But I believe that this was all done deliberately. I believe that Charlie Kirk, when he got shot, it was done intentionally so that she could stop talking about Brigitte Macron. Because at the end of the day, they all together. They are all together. And they all know each other. And they all work together. The they. Okay? Let's see here. I can read part of this book, but this is it's too much. It's a lot. You're gonna see for yourself. You could buy the book. I'm thinking that, it was done too soon. I know why she wanted to get it done really soon, because it was riling up the sentiment of curiosity overseas, because Americans, we all about America, what's going on here. But it was like, what? And that's his father? We ain't never heard of no crap like that. We ain't never heard of nothing like that. So that's my take on the book. If you're gonna get the book, be forewarned. It's not going to be spoken in your language. There are going to be words in there that you're going to have to look up in the dictionary that you've never even heard of before. Because Xavier Poussard wrote that book. He's a French guy. He don't speak English. He don't know. He's using the wrong pronouns. There's at one point he's saying that Brigitte Macron was in the cinquième or troisième, and he put it as, cinquième or troisième is like the third or the fifth. He put it as the thirth. He put 3 with a TH because he don't know. He don't know. You know what I'm saying? So be forewarned. It has a lot of information. I came to the conclusion. I believe it. I believe it because walks like a duck, talks like a duck. It's a freaking duck. And I always say this. I always like, yo, don't pee on my leg and say it's raining, because I ain't gonna believe. Don't pee on my leg and say it's raining, bro, because I ain't gonna believe you, bro. I've seen too many things where, I'll give you this much, if you Google Brigitte Macron, you're gonna see all these pictures of Brigitte Macron. Google can't lie in regards to searches, okay? They can in regards to what they're trying to withhold from you. However, when you put a name in there, something has to come up. And the first time I ever noticed this was that when I Google Jean-Michel Trogneux, you only see pictures of Brigitte Macron. And then you go to Getty Images and it'll be like Jean-Michel Trogneux, but there's a picture of Brigitte Macron. So, voilà, c'est ça. Oh là là, c'est la vie. No, c'est pas la vie. That's not right. That's crazy. That's hella crazy. So just be forewarned for this book. You read this book, this is a good book. You will get the gist. You will understand. And that's all I gotta say about that, guys. I'm not going to give you like a rating of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 stars. I'm not gonna do that because it purports the information that needs to be purported. It puts it out there. I'm that type of person that looks at a lot of, I'm really, I don't know the word for that. I forgot. You'll be looking and you'll be like, seeing all the details. You'll be looking like, That's me. So it made it kind of annoying for me to read it. But it's true. A lot of the stuff you say is true. And mind you, he's never been sued. So that's all I got to say about that. I'm not going to say it's a good read. I'm not going to say that it's an easy read. I'm going to say it's a read. It's a read to get the information. Okay? For me, it's an annoying read. It's an annoying read. And because I had a lot of time on my hands, I was like, let me read it. But it was an annoying read for me. But for you, it might be a good read and you just bypass that and don't got a problem with it. At the end of the day, it gets the information out there and you get to see and you'll know the truth. All right? Peace.